All right. So what do you mean by simplify? So remember, simplify is when we have a fraction. So let's say we have 6/8. Okay. And 6/8 means 6 pieces out of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They should be the same amount of the same portion, right? 6/8. So what does 6/8 mean? This is 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6. But I need 8, so I need 2 more. Okay, 6/8. All right. Now, if I draw another one, and I just have these right here, and I colored the same amount, right? Now here you have 3 out of 4. So these two are equivalent. So 6/8 is equal to 3/4. Okay, and this is what you learn like in 4th grade, 5th grade, maybe 6th grade. All right, 6/8 is equal to 3/4. Now, instead of drawing the boxes, what do? You could divide. So I could divide by 2, top and bottom. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 8 divided by 2. You got to use the same number because that's your giant 1. That's your giant 1. Okay, so these two fractions are equivalent. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Of course they are. All right. So for the most part, this is what we're going to be doing. Oh, wait. Sorry, the neighbors. So we're going to go ahead and simplify these fractions, but we want to go ahead and get more examples of simplifying fractions. So let's go ahead and do an example. 6/8, right? So hold on real quick. 6/8. So another way to simplify is not only divide, but you could also multiply. You find your multiples. 6 is 2 times 3, and 8 is 2 times 4. So again, here's your giant 1.
Mr. Amanda, I'm confused.
Why? Give me a question.
The 3/4, like, how'd you get that?
Oh, because 6 divided by 2 is 3.
And then why did you divide it by 2? Like, why couldn't you divide it by a number?
Because you have to use a giant 1. It has to be the same. Good question. It has to be the same. You can't divide by 4 because that's 2/4.
We're trying to figure out how to divide 6/8.
Yeah. So another way, because some kids get confused with this. So another way is do multiplication. 6 is 2 times 3, and 8 is 2 times 4, and there's your giant 1. See right here? Which is the same as that one. And you get the same answer. See that? So let me go ahead and give you another example, okay? So hold on real quick. Hold on. All right, so now let's go ahead and do the next one. We have 20/25. Now some of you guys, there's different ways to do this. All right. 20/25, I could divide by what? 5. So 20 divided by 5, or 5 times 4 is 20. And then 5 times 5 is 25. There's one way, the division. All right. You're simplifying. 20/25 is equal to 4/5. Now, mister, I don't understand division. All right, there's another way. you could do your multiplications. Okay? What are your multiplications of 20? 10 times 2. But mister, what about 4 times 5? All right, we'll use that one right now. So let's do 10 times 2. Right? Now, what are your multiplications of 25? 5 times 5. But mister, there's no giant 1. All right, but can we still break down any of the multiples? Yeah, the 10. The 10 is what? What are your multiplications of 10? 5 times 2. Right, so let's go ahead and put 5 times 2. And that's for 10. Right? And don't forget the 2. And then don't forget the 5 times 5. Oh, sorry. Okay? Okay? So then now, do you have a giant 1? The ones that match. Whoa, sorry, neighbor. Yeah, right there. Do any of them match from the top and the bottom? Numerator, denominator? No, there's no giant 1, so then you just multiply what's left over. So 2 times 2 is 4 over 5. And you get the same answer. Okay, you get the same answer. Now, is there another way? Yeah, there's another way. So now the other way is, okay, let's say someone used 4 times 5. All right, 4 times 5. And then 25 is 5 times 5. Oh, there's my giant 1 right there. So what's my answer? 4 over 5. You get the same answer. 4/5, 4/5, 4/5. It doesn't matter. Okay, you see that? So if you have difficulty doing division, do the multiplication. That's a little easier, right? And if you don't find a giant 1, maybe like a 10, you could break that down. All right? So let's go ahead and do a couple more just so that you get a feel for it. All right? All right, so let me go ahead and pause it real quick. All right, so let's go ahead and start it. So here we go. So 6, I could divide them by 2. And I'll get 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 times 6 is 12. But can you keep going? Yeah, mister, I could divide the 3 by 3, and it's going to go with the 6, so that's 1 over 2. Okay? So that's one way. Is there another way? Yeah, watch this. Mister, can I divide by 3? Well, let's see. Divide by 3. Top and remember, it's your giant 1, so it has to be the same number. Can't change it up, all right? 6 divided by 3 is 2, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. Can you keep going? Yeah, I could divide by 2. Top and bottom. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. You see how we get the same answer? We just did it differently. Okay? Mister, can I do it this way? A different way? Yeah, watch. 6 over 12. Can I divide by? What's another one I could divide by if you know the division? Anybody?
Wait, so with our answer we get, we're supposed to simplify it further?
If you can. If you can.
Okay, so like with the 3 over 6.
Yeah.
Because simplified, we have to simplify it even more.
Yes, correct. Very good.
Until we can't divide it. Okay.
Until you can't divide it anymore. No more. Hit the road, Jack, because we can't simplify no more. Sorry. Just remember that song. All right, so here I can divide by 6. Right? 6 divided by 6 is 1, and 12 divided by 6 is 2. See, I got my answer right away. But you get the same answer. 1/2, 1/2, 1/2. You guys see that? So there's different ways you can do this. Not just this way or that way. It's one way or the other. A tick, 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 tick. All right? Silly. All right, let me go ahead and pause it. Mister, I don't like division. Can you do multiplication? Hold on. Can you do multiplication? Yeah, I'll go ahead and do multiplication. Hold on. Let me go ahead and pause, let people absorb this. All right, so let's do the first one. So we're doing the multiplication way. So I know that 6 is 2 times 3. And I want a giant 1. All right. So let's say 2 times 6 is 12. There's my giant 1. Oh, wait, I could keep going. 3 is 3 times 1. And 6 is 3 times 2. So what's my answer? 1 over 2. See that? Same thing. Is there another way? Yeah. Let's go ahead and do, let's see, 2 times 3. But let's say I use 3 times 4. 3 times 4 is 12. There's a giant 1. But then the 2, you could break it down to 2 times 1. And the 4 is 2 times 2. Giant 1, which is 1 over 2. 1 over 2. Okay? Mister, can I do 6 times 1? Why would you do 6 times 1? Because the 12 has 2 times 6. Ah. Yep, you could do that. And then that would, so what do you answer? 1 over 2. So you see, there's 6 different ways. Not all the fractions will be like this, but you have a lot of different options. All right, and that's the whole purpose of doing this, is for you to understand it. All right, so I'll let you guys write it. I'll pause it real quick. All right. All right. So here we go. So let's try 16 over 20. All right. So again, we're going to go ahead and try to simplify. So did someone divide by something? Anything? Well, here I could divide by 2. And that's 2 times 8 is 16. And 2 times 10. But I could keep going because 8 over 10. I could divide this again by 2. And that's 4 over 5. And that's your answer. See that? Mister, can I do it a different way? Yeah. What's a different way? 16 over 20. You could divide by what? 4, right? 4. So that's 4 times 4 is 16. And 4 times 5 is 20. Bam. See that? So there's different ways to do it. Can I do 16 times 1? No, because the 16 you won't get in the bottom. Mister, what about the multiplication one? All right, let's try the multiplication. So we got 16 over 20. Oh, shoot, you can't see that. 16 over 20. All right, so I know 16 is 4 times 4, but 20 is 2 times 10. There's no giant ones. But you know, with the 4s, you could still break down the 4. Isn't that 2 times 2? Right? And then this 4 is also 2 times 2. Right? And then here on the bottom, you have 2. But then what's the 10? 10 is 2 times 5. See that? That's your 10. I'll put it in red. Okay? See that? So now do you have giant 1? Oh, yeah, you got a lot of them. Look at the 2s, and then that's it. So whatever's left over, you just multiply it together. So 2 times 2 is 4 over 5. And you get the same answer as the other side. See that? Okay. So there's just different ways to do it. Now, do you have to do all of them? No. I just want to show you that, just because you do it this way doesn't mean that you're slow. It just means that your mind prefers that. Okay. Just like you like a sporting team, you like the Lakers. Not everybody likes the Lakers, right? Because their mind and soul and spirit likes this team. So it's whatever you prefer. Free country, right? So let's try another one. Okay. Let's do 2 times 8 is 16. Oh yeah, and then 2 times 10 is 20. All right. So then, oh, mister, I could keep going. 8 is 2 times 4, and 10 is 2 times 5. There's your giant 1. And so your answer is again 4 over 5. Okay? 4 over 5. 4 over 5. So go ahead and write that real quick. Okay? So remember, when you have a negative in the middle, your answer is going to be negative. All right? So don't mess with the sign. Okay? Don't let it confuse you. If it was negative divided by negative, then your answer is positive. But because there's only one negative, just don't mess with it. Just now let's go ahead and do 8 over 24. Okay? So what do you want to do? Should I do division or multiplication? Which one? Which one, guys? Division. All right. I'll do division first, then multiplication. So here we go. 8 over 24. I'm going to divide by 8, which is 1 over 3. So your answer is 1 over 3. Don't forget, it's negative. Mister, I didn't divide by 8. I divided by 2. All right. 8 over 24. You divided by 2. So that's 2. 8 divided by 2, or 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 12 is 24. But you could keep going. I'm going to divide also by 2, which gives me 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 times 6. I got to keep going. Divide by 2 again. So that gives me 1 over 3. And don't forget the negative. All right, don't forget the negative. See that? Well, mister, I did a different way. I divided by 4 first. All right. 8 divided by 24. I'm going to divide by 4. So that's 4 times 2 is 8. And then 4 times 6 is 24. See, and then you have 2 6. See how you have 2 6 and 2 6? But you got to keep going. Now you can divide by 2. And what's my answer? 1 over 3. See that? And don't forget the negative. 1 over 3. But don't forget the negative, because there's your negative. All right? So now what about multiplication? So I could do 8 times 1 and 8 times 3. And then I'm done. 1 over 3. Don't forget the negative. Okay? Don't forget the negative. Again, 8 over 24. I could do 4 times 2 is 8. And 12 is 2 times 12. Or 4 times 6, right? 4 times 6, there's your giant 1. And again, 2 over 6, 2 over 6. See how you get 2 over 6 everywhere? So now I could go 2 times 1 and 2 times 3. And my answer is 1 over 3. Don't forget the negative. Bam. See, so there's all these different ways to do it. Don't just, whichever way you prefer. Now, if you could, I'm going to pause right now. Can you tell me which way do you prefer? The first way is division. The second method is multiplication. Can you type that in the chat real quick, just to make sure that you are participating? Which way? The first or second way? Just type in first or second. First is division. Oh, it depends. All right. Second is multiplication. Thank you, Joshua, for at least answering. Everybody's all like, shh. First. Okay, first. Only 2 people. Haley, what about everybody else? The first way? Okay, Jorge Cabrera, thank you very much. That's it. What about Anissa? Melissa, Emma. All right, cool. Yeah. It's fine with both. All right, cool. So you guys like the division. All right. See, I don't know because we're not in class, so I can't tell. So that's why I'm teaching you both ways. You could do this or that, this or that. Okay. So now Why are we learning this, Mr. Aranda? Oh, I just saw a little spit come out in my mouth. Like, hey, it went on the computer side. So we're learning this because we're now going to do the graphing, all right, that where the fraction you can't graph. So you got to simplify it. And remember, the reason we're doing is because they're equivalent. These are equal to each other. All right, so let's go ahead and do the concept. All right. El concepto. So here we go. So let's go ahead. So now we're teaching the concept. All right. So remember, you're turning in today's assignment, the notes. You'll get another. I'll let you guys get credit for another missing assignment. If for some reason you've done all your assignments, then I'll give you not only extra, but I'll double the extra points. All right. So, all right. So the concept is, remember, these are equivalent fractions. They're the same. They're equal to each other. Now, what if we have a graph that's like this? Right? Y is equal to 13 over 26x minus 1. All right, so what do I do? Can I graph that? Well, let's see. Y equals mx plus b. You're doing the same thing as what we did last week. Y-intercept, 0, negative 1. So let's go ahead and draw this real quick. So y-intercept means it's going to be on the y, and it's negative 1. So let's go ahead and put negative 1 up there. All right, so I'll give you some time to write that. Then go ahead and pause this video. All right, so we're going to go back. So now look, remember the m, change of y, right? Change of y, which is rise or fall over run. So I'm going to put an arrow going up and to the right. Now 13, can I graph it right here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's going to be out of the whole graph, right? So now what we want to do is we want to find an equivalent fraction. So it's going to be like going like this. But we want to find another graph that we can graph in the graph grid. So then this is where what we learned, where you apply simplifying fractions. So 13 over 26. Now I give you a difficult one. If you know this one, you're good. But if you don't, sorry. All right. So 13 over 26, I could divide by actually 13, which gives me 1 over 2. Or you could have done 13 times 1, 13 times 2 is 26. There's your giant 1. And you still get 1 over 2. So now my new equivalent fraction equation is this. Okay? Y equals 1 over 2x minus 1. So everything stays the same except the m, because we simplified the m. The m changes. If you look at this, here's your m. Change of y, rise over run. Can we graph that? Oh, yeah, because those are nice numbers, right? So let's go ahead and graph. Ready? 1, 1, 2. Oh, it hit the line. See how it hits the line? 1, 1, 2. It hits the line. You see that? 1, 1, 2. It hits. See how it hits the line? The dots, the coordinates are on the line. Now let's go backwards. Negative 1, 1, 2. Negative 1, 1, 2. See how it hits the line? So it's these equations are equivalent. All right, equivalent. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it. Pause it. All right, so here we go. All right. So y is equal to mx plus b. So you know that the y-intercept 0, 4, right? Which is 4 right there. Okay, you know that. That's what we've done. But can we do rise over run? Up? No. 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 30, 40, 50, 17, 19, 20, 35, 1, 2, 3, 4, blah, 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 blah. So it's going to be something like that. But yeah, but where are all the dots? You know, you can't just do that. You want dots. So that's why we have to simplify. All right, so let's go ahead and simplify the m and find an equivalent equation. So 20 over 35. Okay, so let me go ahead and do what? Divide by 5, which is 4 over 7. And can I keep going? No, that's it. So y equals 4 over 7x, and the plus 4 stays the same. Well, mister, can I do it the multiplication? Yeah, well, let's try it. 20 over 35. Let's see. Wait, can I divide by, let's see, I'm like 2 times 10, and then 35 is 7 times 5. Mister, there's no giant ones. All right, but look at the 10 you have on the top, the numerator. You could 10 is 5 times 2. So we'll have 2 times 5 times 2, and on the bottom I have 7 times 5. And there's your giant 1. Can you do any more? No. Whatever's left over, just multiply. So I get 2 times 2 is 4 over 7, and you get the same thing, 4 over 7. See that? So 4 over 7. Now, can you graph that on the grid and put some dots? Oh, you bet you can. So let's do this. Ready? So y equals mx plus b. Remember, that's we already did that. So rise over run. So 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it should be there. I mean, I probably graphed it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it should be on the line. And then negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it should probably be on the line, right? The line's a little bit off, but you get the idea. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So you kind of get it. So it's going up. All right. So again, it's equivalent equations. All right. Here we go. So what do we do first? Y equals mx plus b. All right.
One more time.
All right, here we go. I like that song. I don't know why. All right, so now this is where some of you guys made an error on the test. Okay. So you see how there's nothing? What's your y-intercept? Nothing, 0. It's not your imaginary 1 because then you would give a value to it. All right? You will give a value to it. If it was x, then yeah, there's an imaginary 1 next to it. But for the most part, this one doesn't have nothing. So what? It's right here, 0, 0. See that? 0, 0. Now, there's one negative, so I would like to put it on the top, just to, okay? But I can't go, so I'll put it right here, negative. So basically, I'm not rising, I'm what? Falling over run. See that? Falling over run. So negative 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's too much. All right. So we're going to go ahead and find an equivalent fraction so we could simplify it. So let's go ahead. M equals, now we know it's going to be negative, but I'm going to do 24 over 30. So now divide. So you want to go ahead and divide. So let's go ahead and divide. D-I-V-I-D-E. Let's go ahead and divide. Come on. What are you going to divide by? I'm going to divide by 4. No. By what? 2. Let's try 2. That's 12 over 15. Keep going, keep going. I'm divide by what? 3. That gives you 4 over 5. See that? Try a different way. 24 over 30. Divide by 6. That's 4 over 5. See that? So there's different ways. Mister, can I divide by 3 first? 8 over 10. You got to keep going. Keep going. There you go. Divide by 2. See that? So you could divide any which way you want. Woo! All right. So for the most part, you could do any number. It doesn't matter. Now, what about the multiplications? You could do the same thing. All right. 24 over 30. 8 times 3. 3 times 10. Right?
Mister,
yeah.
I have a doctor's appointment. Is there any way possible you could like send me these? And
yeah, I'm doing a video on it.
Alright.
This is probably the last one. Yeah.
Is it cool if I need class 2?
Yeah. What's your last name?
Ramirez.
Ramirez. The R's, Renteria and Ramirez. Anybody else with the last name that starts with an R that has to go to the doctor or dentist?
Nah, Mister, I'll send you.
No, all right. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, it's cool. Yeah, that's fine. I just want to make sure attendance-wise. Yeah, cool. Just make sure you turn in. All right. All right. Oh, you have to sing that song. Dance with me, no. No, I'm just kidding. Here. It's all good. All right, there we go. All right, here we go. So continuing, here's your giant 1. And then 8 is 4 times 2. And 10 is 5 times 2. There's your giant 1. And you get 4 over 5. See that? So there's so many different ways you can simplify. There's just not one way. All right. So, Mister, can I do it this way? 20. Let's say if I did 6 times 5, and then 8 times 3. Mister, there's no giant 1. Yeah, but you could break down the 8. The 8 is 4 times 2. Leave the 3. And the 6 is 2 times 3. Leave the 5. And then there's giant 1. Giant 1. And what are you left with? 4 over 5. See that? So there's so many different ways. So what's my answer? Don't forget the negative. It's going to be negative 4 over 5. Okay? So my equivalent fraction is y equals negative 4 over 5x. And remember, the negative is going to be on top, so we're going to fall and then go to the right. Fall and then go to the right. So let's go ahead and fall 4. Here we go. Ready? Let's see if we have another song. We could do it with playing some music. All right, here we go. I got to skip this. Okay. I just. Okay, whatever. Let's just go ahead and do this. Too many. I don't have my computer with the speaker. I'll have it next time. So here we go. Negative 4. Remember, we're falling. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's your graph going down. So that's a negative slope. So it's going down because of the negative. That's why it's a negative slope, all right? So go ahead and do that real quick. Do the answer. On this one, all they're saying is that give me an equivalent fraction. So here are your options. A is y is equal to so of all these four, which one is equivalent? All right, so if you look at this, you're like, all right, let's see. Equivalent. So y is equal to mx plus b. So they're all y equals mx plus b. But I want a negative 4, right? So it's going to be what? It's going to be either this one, A or C. Okay? Question, Haley. Question, Haley? She raised her hand? A mistake?
I pressed it on accident.
Okay. So now all you have to do is you're going to simplify this. 21 over 30. I'm going to divide by 7. Oh, I can't. I'm going to divide by 3, which is 7 over 10. So my equation is y is equal to 7 over 10x minus 4. So which one matches, A or C? You could type it in real quick. So that's all we're learning in that one. C. And that's it. Sí, Simón. Claro que sí.